If I want to deceive people, then sure I will use real information. And is there any claim that the Satan cannot know the past?
That wouldn't be Satan to me, because Satan's not going to do that to himself. And how do we know that it's not from Satan?
I don't
No,
care
no, no,
because
stop.
there are a lot of
No,
things.
sorry, no,
There are
no,
a lot
no,
of
no.
things that my
Sorry,
mother
I need to
told
stop
me,
there.
and it was correct. So
And
you
this
think that
Satan,
Satan is telling the truth? But that's not an evidence too. Just because you pray to a god, that doesn't mean God. What if it was Satan who brought Christianity? Well, are you okay with this topic?
yeah. It's
Okay.
this this concept is called, I forgot term for this idea. Yeah, I understand what you mean.
Okay.
If Satan, let's say hypothetically, the Bible we have today is literally Satan Bible, the Bible of Satan. Change all the name of Jesus to Satan. Change all the name to God to Lucifer. Let's say. First of all, this is just semantic. Why? Because God, Satan, Lucifer, it's just semantics. This is how we describe the nature, the virtue of an entity. So if this Satan, first of all, the scenario, we have a satanic Bible, and all the teaching is totally the opposite of the Bible we have today.
No,
Okay?
that's not the scenario that we were talking. The scenario was, let's suppose that there is a Satan and let's suppose that there is a God, but the Christianity came from the Satan, not from the God. And when you were saying, if another religion comes, I wouldn't accept because the Bible says the others will be the Satan, just stick to this religion because others will be the liars. And that's why I brought this example. What if it was from Satan and the plan was to prevent the religion which will come from the God?
Yeah. I understand this question. This question, my cousin asked this question like maybe 10 years ago or more. I understand this question. Yeah, I will still think if the Satan says so, I will still believe. I will still believe in this Satan. Why? Because this Satan is the one who declare, I am the first one who declare what's in the past, what's in the present, what will be in the future, in the end of the world.
So
And
you
this
think that
Satan,
Satan is telling the truth?
it depends if his virtue is goes back to the virtue, the virtue of the Satan. If this virtue is objectively universally immoral, why should I trust this Satan? I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's the
trust somebody.
problem. And you don't know that the Bible is from the Satan or not, but you choose to believe in the Bible. And there's a risk that it can be from the Satan.
Yeah. So the first point, okay, this Satan in this Bible, satanic Bible said he's the one who tell history in the past, what happened in the past, archaeologically, history, blah blah blah, and in the present and in the future. What does that mean? It means this Satan give a continuous chain of history, reality, continuous. It doesn't stop. First of all, this book is very unique. This book of Satan is very unique because this book it doesn't start and end in one generation. Continuous generation, multiple ethnicity, addressing or invoking one single deity called Satan. That's the first. The second one is the virtue. How do we trust our mother? Because the virtue of our mother. Even we found another beautiful woman with a good virtue, we will not think of her as our mother, right?
But the question is not why you fell into belief in Satan. I mean, it's okay. Like, I can understand your reasons why you were deceived by Satan. It's okay. Well, we're not discussing that. So,
Well, because I believe he's telling the Satan telling the truth, telling the historically in the past truth.
okay, sure.
In
Like, if I want to deceive people, sure, I will use real information. And is there any claim that the Satan cannot know the past and the
the
future?
same, the same with our relationship with our mother. Our mother always, of course, if somebody come to me right now, if, let's say I'm a 5 years old, okay, somebody telling me the truth, or not, let's say not 5 years old. Let's say what is the age when a person could, let's say in the simple form, could think critically. Let's say 7 years old. Okay, 7 years old, or yeah, 5 or 7. Okay, and there's a stranger come to me. I'm 7 years old, and there's a stranger. You know what? This stranger telling me the truth, give me a nice blah blah blah. But still, my 1 day relationship with this stranger, even if he's telling the truth, all the stuff, nice word, telling the truth, 1 day experience, it will not ruin my 7 years experience with my mother, right? Because I trust fully with my mother. I don't trust fully with this new stranger mother.
Yeah, but like I think you're getting the analogy in a wrong way, because in our scenario, the Bible is from the Satan, so the Bible is like your mother, and the stranger is coming. It's the new religion comes after Christianity, so that's the analogy.
But he doesn't give me some this new beautiful nice woman. She doesn't give me anything new.
She doesn't give you anything new. Okay, just because it's
Yes,
not new, it doesn't mean it's the Satan or it's a false god.
no, it means just I cannot just ruin or them abolish my 7 year experience with my real mother, right? This
Okay,
one.
it's up to you, but you're saying that even if it was Satan, I'm okay because it was a 7 years relation. That's why I don't want to get rid of that relation. Okay, I mean I respect that, but are you realizing that you don't care even if it was Satan? And that's what you're telling me directly.
First, I need to ask to myself. Okay, I meet this stranger, this beautiful female who act like a mother. What this female benefit me? What is this woman could benefit me? How this woman could? Okay, he's telling the truth. He's telling the history correctly. He's telling the present correctly. He predict tomorrow will be rain correctly. So what? How is that compared to my 7 year experience? I mean, I don't understand why should I trust this stranger, even this a perfect stranger, telling all the claimed truth. The
Oh,
same with my mother.
yeah, you cannot say the same with my mother because your mother told you that the next religion will be the Satan's religion. It's not the real God. That's what your mom told you, and that can be a lie, and you don't know that, and you're saying I
No,
don't care
no, no.
because
Stop.
there are a lot of
No, sorry.
things.
No,
There are
no,
a
no,
lot of
no.
things that my
Sorry,
mother
I need to
told
stop
me,
there.
and it was correct. That's why I
No,
wouldn't
no,
trust
no, no,
anyone.
no. I need to stop there. I'm sorry. I do not believe my mother blindly. Of course, in early age, we just follow in instinctively like animal kingdom, right? But when I reach 7 years age, I need to verify all the claim of my mother. Okay, this is
Yeah.
the time. Maybe I don't know. Maybe 7. I
You
need to
cannot
verify whether my mother
verify
told the
all
truth.
of those claims. That's the problem. You cannot verify
If I
even.
can, okay. If I cannot verify all the claim, then how in the world I could verify a stranger that I meet in 1 day telling all the?
I didn't say that you should or you can verify the next one, the stranger.
That is
That's not my
your. That is
claim.
your.
But the way that you trust your mother is just neglecting the possibility that maybe you are refusing a real God. Let's get rid of the analogies, mother and stranger analogy, okay? So you trust your religion and it says a lot of things and you verified a lot of things, but still there are many things that it's impossible to verify. And as I said, what if
It
this
doesn't mean he's
religion,
wrong.
yeah, that doesn't mean it's wrong, but doesn't mean it's true also. If the religion came from the Satan, then very logical to say that, hey, don't trust any religion what comes from after from this religion. So that makes sense and it really fits in the scenario. And how
Yeah,
would you solve this problem?
yeah. This warning from Satan telling me this is not the first claim, right? This claim is the ultimate warning or maybe the last warning. Okay, don't trust anything that come to my house. You know the story. Pull the trigger anyone who enter the door, even if it was me. So this kind of warning, this kind of sign will be like a final warning. Okay, it means don't trust anything. But what is that before this claim? I mean, I cannot just follow blindly. Okay, he said don't trust the next guy, and then I just trust him. I need to build my trust on the first guy, right? This Mr. Satan. Can I? Is this a Satan is trustable? If he's trustable, meaning his last warning that said, don't trust any other Satan or any other God. Well,
Uh,
I have a reasonable. to trust his last warning. I have a reasonable, continuous chain of argument so that his last warning, I could trust it.
Yeah, still, but it won't change the case that you trust the Satan and you reject a real God.
How is it a real God? If he's a
Well,
real God, why he doesn't claim early? I mean, universally, not subjectively in my only my neighborhood.
what do you
Why
mean?
didn't he claim universally? I am the first to declare the history in the past, the present, a reality in the.
Someone doesn't have to claim it firstly. I mean,
Well,
just
that
because
is
there are
my
fake
parameter.
gods or fake religions claim that it's the real one, as the first one, so what? If it's not the fact, then so what?
That is my parameter. I mean, if he's
Your
the real
parameter
God, why?
is like trusting on a lie.
No, not gonna lie. The claim is a verifiable claim or not. He tell me do this, do this, do this. Okay, I will not just follow blindly. Let's say God X. Okay, I have right now 3 years experience with God X. And in the next year, which is in the year four, this God X telling a claim that is violate my parameter subjectively and objectively, historical fact, reality, uh, something like that. In that year four, I will stop believing this God, this God X. Even though I have a 3 years good experience, he's telling all the 3 years good factual reality. But in the year four, I will start believe this God X. That's how we build trust. If let's say in the year four, he make such a claim that's very important for me, and this claim totally contradict irrational, totally arbitrary claim, arbitrary command, the divine commentary, kill your son like Abraham. But we know the story what happened with Abraham. Abraham knew after he received this command, Abraham said, God will provide. So Abraham doesn't follow blindly. Abraham knew right before he swing his knife to his son, God will stop him. This is trust. This is belief. Why? Because when Abraham realized God will provide, this kind of we do not know why. What makes Abraham build this kind of trust? We do not know.
You can build trust
So
on a lot of reasons, Blackstone, but it's very simple. Just because you trust something doesn't matter in which level. That doesn't mean you're right about the essence of that thing. So, as I said, our topic is what if you trusting the Satan? You're following the Satan. Maybe you're following the Satan. And
well,
I understand how you make trust on something. And I know that it's hard to change it, but if you look at the details, you should always be skeptical and you should think, hey, wait, what if
I am very
that was not
skeptical.
the case? But when I brought the example, like, what if like the other religions came after Christianity is the real religion? You said, no, 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 it cannot be the case. Why? Because my book says it's the first who declare God, or there will be, like, if other religions will come, they're just this Satan's religion. And you see, you try to justify the case with the book that you believe in, and why? Because you trust the book. I understand, but again, simply just because you trust something, that doesn't mean everything about it is true. You can't claim that.
Okay, two response. My first response is okay. What if I believe the wrong creator of the universe? Well, the worst case scenario, I go to hell, I suffer in hell in the spiritual world. The worst case scenario in our reality, I will go to jail because my mother, which is we analogized by God, that I believe my mother telling me all the comment wrong, contradict the legal law, the positive law of traffic light, of crime act. He tell me the opposite. So in the worst case scenario, in the reality, if I believe all the comment from my mother, I go to jail, I go to prison, maybe I get capital punishment. That's it how the worst case in the reality. In the spiritual world, the worst case, I will go to hell. So what's the big deal? We do not know. We don't have a complete knowledge what is behind all this.
So you're technically saying that I'm okay with what I believe, and I'm okay with the consequences of
With
my
the book,
belief.
not only purely by blind, I mean, by a long chain of valid, I could verify this test, I could verify, I could test this claim, I could verify this claim, whether it's true or not.
You can
The
verify
second
some
point,
claims, not
the
all the
second point,
claims of the Bible.
the second point. 7 years, my experience, my mother telling all the truth, telling all correct, the legal system, how it works in my neighborhood, how
But when
the
you say
society.
all, you see, like you are just making a different scenario. But that's not the case with Christianity. So, do you believe in afterlife, Blackstone?
Yes,
Do you believe in angels?
angels, yes, higher,
Uh,
higher being, higher
okay.
super, super,
So you already believe in demons, right?
yes.
And your mother is telling all those things, and those things are something that you never verified. And when you start
Bro,
your sentence,
stop,
oh,
stop.
what she says, all of them are correct so far, blah blah blah. But that's not the case. Like many things, and those things are the most important things in the religion. Also, you have never verified those things.
The worst case, I go to hell. That's it. What's the big
Yeah,
deal?
that's why I said then you're okay with the consequences of your belief.
But but my belief doesn't just blindly follow a divine commentary. Oh, God says so. Just believe it without verifying, without testing, without thinking critically.
Yeah, but you
That's not.
didn't test afterlife, did you test?
Well,
You
of
said I'm
course we
not doing
cannot test
without
after.
testing, but you're believing in
All the claim we
major
make, that all the
claims of
claim.
this religion.
I think you driving the claim, all the claim that we could test, we tested. There's some claim that we cannot test it. Afterlife, angels, we cannot test it. So there's no need to test this something. We test only the claim that connected with our reality, our time, our space, our matter,
Uh, um,
location.
so,
our-
and then we can make true claims about our nature, our universe. So, but that doesn't mean other
We
claims are true. Yeah, we can. Why not? If you're saying, oh, we can do like good predictions about this universe, how things works or how things will work in the future, we can also do that. We're doing it right now, and if it's enough for you, then you can believe in anything by adding a lot of unfalsifiable claims in a belief system. Because you're saying, oh, no, no, I don't
no,
care about the unfalsifiable
no,
claims.
no,
If, like, the things that we can
no,
test
no,
in
no,
this universe, if they are true, then I will accept the all religion. But again, like,
no, no.
those unfalsifiable claims in the religion, which is starting with the existence of God, the most important
Forget.
one, you cannot test this one. The existence of
Of course,
demons,
that's
angels,
fine.
afterlife, soul, all those things,
That's
like
why.
really important claims, but they're unfalsifiable, and you're not able to test those things. But you're saying, oh, you know what?
That
There are things that I can test, and I tested those things.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Therefore, I
Hold
can
on.
also believe the ones that I couldn't test.
So there are many things that we cannot test those claims by God. Many things. But there are also many things that we could test whether it's true or not.
That doesn't mean the ones that you couldn't test must be true, because the ones that you tested are true,
Unless if I found it, it's true. Objectively,
unless.
scientifically, but ethically, unless.
Yeah, but you
What
cannot
is
do
true?
that. Like, you cannot scientifically
What
prove God, afterlife, and like none of them.
oh my God. Why you keep jumping in the loop? Those kind of
No.
metaphysical, we cannot, those metaphysical entity, God, angels, heaven, hell. We there's no way we could test it.
Okay, then they,
Okay,
they can be
the thing that
false, right?
of course,
Okay.
of course, the thing that we able to test is those claims that are connected comprises our reality. Those things that we able to test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't say we have all the evidence. I don't say that we don't have evidence for afterlife. Maybe only the person, maybe Krishna, maybe Jesus resurrected by the dead to prove that his afterlife exists. But we not yet experience afterlife. Okay? Those kind of metaphysical we have nothing. But there are many things that we're able to verify.
Yeah, and
Virtue,
I don't care
ethics.
about the ones that you can verify, Blackstone, because they're useless. I can use verifiable data, and I can add up unverifiable data, and I
So
can say,
why
hey, look, Blackstone, I have a book. There are a lot of things true, then you can test them. Okay. There's something that you cannot test. For example, unicorns, because this book claims that there are unicorns, there are aliens, there are
so
other things. Take this book, okay? Why? Because there's something that you can verify in it. Hey,
I
what's
don't
that?
understand why I don't understand why you and I should spending time to something that there's no way impossible to test it.
Oh, I'm not
And
like asking you to
and
spend time, but like the question is why then you believe in those things that you cannot test? That's the problem. You trust those books even if they're the most important subjects are not testable. And to me it's a huge problem. Okay, our Muslim friend left. He didn't have the patience, but I was planning to take him. Okay, he lost his chance. Or maybe he saved his time. Maybe he was
I'm
going to
sorry, yeah,
be.
I was not listening. So, sorry. The same happen that we do it daily basis. Can I test when I go to a doctor? This doctor has no personal conflict to me that he will not poison me. No, I cannot test that. I cannot verify. I go to Starbucks. Can I test? He just by mistake he put a poison or he put what dirt. Can I test that? No, I cannot test that. This kind of belief, we don't have a complete verification of what our belief, but we have a good reason to think logically, abductively, deductively, by using our own parameter to test those things. Right? I
Yeah,
cannot test.
yeah, but like, that's the
I
problem. Our
cannot test.
topic was about, what if like Christianity like is coming from a demon? And the book says that the next
And
religion will be from the Satan. How can you test this?
that's why I told you I have a subjective criteria.
Which is
Is this book, if this Satan telling the reality history correctly, is this Satan give me an objective virtue of ethics? Is this Satan predict what happened in the next 3 days about the person, the Satan that the person Satan sent? Those claim that I able to test in my reality, I test it.
so
Those
like how
things
do
that
you know that the Satan cannot predict the future?
I didn't say that he could predict the future. Still, I
So
still believe
okay,
him. This is
like
Satan
that's why you trust the Bible, right? You think that it's from the God because it's
from
predicting
Satan.
things. No, not
From
from
Satan.
Satan. My question is, you trust the Bible and you believe that it's from the God and God it's predicting things, therefore it's from God. That's your argument, right?
Yes, and just
And
I
that's why
believe
I ask, like, can Satan also predict the future or not?
yes, in some extent,
Okay,
yes. Why not?
so you trust Bible because it can predict the future, but you're saying that right now Satan can also do that.
Yes, if you're telling so, then give me the book, Satan, Satan number two. Give me your book, send it to me. If there is Satan number two, I want to see that book and I want to believe that book. But so
Satan
far I
number
don't find
two.
anything.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, the Bible is from Satan, if that's the claim.
Satan number one. Okay. Bible, let's say Bible right now is change all the word God to Satan, change all the word Jesus to Lucifer. The
No, don't you
Bible
don't have to
hypothetically,
change. No, you don't have to change
yeah, just
anything. So, like, imagine it's from the Satan.
okay. And there's a Satan number one in this case. And there's another Satan number two who doesn't claim anything, who doesn't interact anything to our reality, who doesn't do nothing. So what is this?
I'm
What is
sorry. I'm sorry. Like, so I'm totally. What do you mean by Satan number two, three? Like,
Satan number two? Like there's another entity, another figure that will do the same exact stuff with the Bible I have today. That is your scenario. What if there's another figure, entity, deity that could do the same exactly, copycat, clone?
I still don't understand what you're saying exactly. I don't know. Maybe you made it too complicated, or maybe like I'm too dumb right now. So, what if Bible is from the Satan? This is the
Okay.
question.
The
Okay.
worst case, I told you, the worst case, I go to hell. Analogically, the worst case, my mother is the God. My mother telling me all the legal law oppositely. The worst case, I go to jail because of the
Yeah,
teaching of my mother.
no,
I
no,
go
it's
to
not
prison.
telling the like everything opposite. Like that's not the case.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Satan
maybe.
is telling a lot of things true, but some of them are false. Some of them are
Okay,
false. But because
I know
you cannot
some of
deceive
them, but
people if you lie about everything, because that
okay,
will raise the
mm,
risk to be caught by
yes,
tinkers.
okay, okay. There are, let's say, there are 10 comments of my mother. Okay,
And nine of them are
analogically speaking.
true. One of them is false intentionally.
Exactly. Okay, one of them is false.
Yeah.
Well, the worst case, I go to jail because of one this command. I go to
Okay.
prison. That's
Yeah,
it.
but Blackstone, I mean, so like you're saying that I don't care, man. Like I mean, I accept my destiny. If that's the case, I don't care. But this is not our
No, 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 no,
conversation.
no, 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 no,
Then
no,
why
no.
you're
We don't
saying
have.
if that's the case,
We
I
have.
will go to jail? Why you're saying that?
We have a limited option, and we don't have evidence that this doctor will not poison me, will not give me venom. We don't have evidence for that. But we have a good reason to believe that my mother, our mother, will telling Ten Commandment correctly, and we could test this Ten Commandment from our mother whether it's fit with the legal law in our neighborhood or not. We don't have a complete evidence. The thing that we could verify 10 commands from our mother and check them all. Is that fit with the legal law in our neighborhood?
Yeah, but again, like Bible is not only 10 commandments. There are many claims
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
and many
Yeah, I
claims that
understand.
yeah, some of them you can test, but
There are
some of them you cannot
613.
test. So you trust.
613 commands.
There are many claims in that book that you cannot test, but still you believe, you trust
Yes,
even the
yes,
claims that you cannot test. And to
yes.
me,
Those
it's not logical.
can you those things, let's say metaphysical thing, heaven and hell, we cannot test this. Okay?
Yeah, you cannot
But
test
we could.
God's existence. You cannot test the existence of demons, afterlife, soul.
Can you put your consciousness in the lab? Can we put our consciousness in the lab? Can we put God in the lab? No, we cannot.
Yeah,
But
but
there's a
then why do
reasonable
you believe?
because this all of this there are 600 command, 613 command in the book of Bible, positive and negative command. Okay, and there are many narration about the postly, let's say in worst case, reality what happened in the past. And by we could test this 600 command. Is this fit with first of all our personal virtue? And second, we could test this narration about the hell of the story of certain ethnic go to here, go to hell, what happened in the past, a kingdom this, kingdom that, kingdom ABC. We could test. Is there any archaeological evidence for this? So at least there are two parameters for me subjectively. Okay, virtue, ethics, telling the history correctly, telling the future correctly. If we already know in the future,
Yeah, but you don't require any divine intervention to know those things, Blackstone.
well,
So
if
things
let's
are
say,
possible that we can.
let's say Donald Trump,
The
let's
things
say
that
Donald Trump,
the things that
let's say Donald
the
Trump.
things that
What-
Blackstone we can possibly reach, okay, we can learn is not the evidence for the supernatural.
Let's
You're
say,
basing your trust on the things that you test, but
let,
those are already available for us.
let's say Kamala Harris. Right now, Kamala Harris make a book contain all the virtue, 613 virtue, comment, and contain all the history in the past until present until tomorrow until in the next life. Kamala Harris. Okay, he give me this is new information. If he's telling me those two parameters, good ethics and factual reality, history, if she complete these two parameters of me, I have a good reason to believe on her when he talk about afterlife or maybe future, the
Yeah.
next 3 days in the future. I
So
will believe Kamala
the
Harris.
question: can the Satan do the same thing?
Yes, why not?
Okay, so that's why I
So, but
said maybe you trust in a book that came from the Satan, and that is preventing you from believing in the real God in the future.
yeah, I have the same question. The worst case, all of us here are gambling.
I understood that. Like you're saying, I'm okay with the consequence. I just believe in this. I don't want to question more. I'm okay. I accept my destiny. But again, I mean,
That's what we do every day, sir. This is what we do every day. We cannot verify this doctor is crazy or not. We cannot verify the Starbucks waiter is
oh, we can.
accidentally put a
No,
thing.
we can. Like if you claim
Can
that,
you?
hey, is there any poison in this coffee? We can go and test that thing. It's something
Yes,
that
but
we can
did you
test.
do it? Did you do it? Did
Uh,
you do it in every single doctor? Did you do to any single coffee
sure,
you buy on the
sure, I
Starbucks?
wouldn't do that because it's not practical.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
if that time comes,
but yeah,
it's not critical.
but I would be always aware the case that yeah maybe there will be poison in my coffee in the future. And when someone says, hey, you know what? There will never be poison in this coffee. Why? Because a book said so. Because if someone says that there will be poison in your coffee, that person is the liar. Why? Because my book says that. If someone claims that, it's the liar. But wait, I don't think like that, because poison is real and there can be poison in anything. So just because someone says, if someone claims the liar, that's not logical. And that's why I brought that example, because you're saying that the next religion is from the Satan. Why? Because my book says so. And but now
Wait,
you're
wait, wait.
saying that no, it can be from the
I need to do
Satan. I
something.
cannot change.
I need to do something. I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay, okay. Maybe we can go to another conversation because we are circling. Hey, MDD. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Down Israel. What does it mean? Are you going to talk? MD Danish or something like that?
Israel is child killer.
Hey Danish, I think your connection is not good.
I'm saying that Israel people are very bad people.
Alright, I'll send you down. If you can hear me properly, you should check your connection. Okay, Mrs. J, you were typing something, but I'm not a multitask guy, so I couldn't reply to your questions.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Mindful. Nice to meet you.
Okay, welcome. I mean,
Thank you.
you entered a lot of times in
Thank
this
you so
table.
much. Mhm.
When people say nice to meet you, I
A
tell
few.
them do not hurry up, because you don't know me. You can really complain about meeting me. So, but you know me like for some time. So, if you say it's nice to meet me, then I will
Mhm.
take it through. So, any rejections so far about our topics?
Good. Well, first of all, it's a very good point. You know, in English, it's standard sort of thing. What do you call it? Polite gesture to say nice to meet you. It's become like an automated response kind of a thing. People don't think about it literally, like, should I be saying nice to meet you? So that's very good, right? We should really think about what we want to say before we say it. And yes, it's so true. People can form opinions afterwards and change their mind about a certain person. But at the same time, you know, we're not here, I don't believe, to judge people, whatever the case may be. We're all good or bad. We all have that, you know. So I can't judge anyone even 10 minutes later if I decide I don't like something he said or the way he said it, because I myself, I'm not perfect, right? So we all just have to accept that basic thing in life. I think about people in general will go a long way.
Yeah, but do you
Um,
think it's nice to meet people in general?
Why not? I mean, at the end of the day, we need people. I believe that. I mean,
Uh,
nobody is here to live on an island.
I can give a reason why not. Because there are many terrible people on this planet.
Well,
That's why
yes
it's
and
not nice
no.
to meet
Yes and
people.
no. Yes and no. Right? Some can have a good impact, some can leave a bad impact. So
Exactly.
yes and no. But at the
Anyway,
same time,
that's not
Uh-huh.
an important point. So I mean, I just want people not to feel bad after the conversation. I know that they can feel bad after the conversation with me.
no, I
So
think it's a very important point, right? Because it's like a life lesson, it's like a life skill. The thing is, one of the main things I picked up from this app, from being on this app, is that like when there's differences of opinions and differences of beliefs, like that shouldn't be sort of like a point of frustration or a that can lead to something like a death threat, you know, because like I say always in almost all of the tables, like everywhere in life and everywhere we go, there's going to be differences of ideas, differences of opinions, and at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and it's not about making threats and being nasty to people. Be able to express your difference of opinion and your thoughts and have good rational thoughts. Yeah, just a message for everyone. Just because you don't agree with someone does not you have to make a personal attack or death or some kind of threat or nasty comment.
definitely, I hope more people can hear
Absolutely.
you.
We can be civil, we can be polite, we can be kind. and we can disagree.
Sure.
So yeah, we can go back to the topic.
Yeah. So, you were listening already. So,
Yeah.
if you have some points to make.
Yeah, I think the main thing that stuck out for me is like what I remember from what you were saying is that okay, what if the Bible was from Satan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And how do we know that? Exactly. And how do we know that it's not from Satan? Like for me, the point that I was making in the chat was like, we all have this kind of like common sense. We can see good from evil. Really, if we look around us, we can see what is bad happening in the world, what is evil. When somebody's cutting a cat and drinking the blood or taking out a human being's organ when they are still alive, we can see that is not good. We can see that is maybe, it's not even bad. We can see that as maybe evil, right? It's not human. It's something really sinister. So that's a common sense that I was trying to point out in the chat box. And then when you look at the Bible, like say, if I read it, I would know that it's not from Satan because Satan would not say, love one another, what else tells me that the Bible is not from Satan?
Yeah, but do you remember
like,
my critique? Because I said if Satan has a bigger plan, he can play the good guy to acquire more benefits in the future. So, for example, you behave really good. I mean, not you, but in general, you can see people, they behave really good. They play the perfect person in your life, but they have a bigger purpose and they get benefit from something, and that benefit is way bigger. That's why they can pretend to be the good. So, what if Satan was pretending to be the good while, preaching Christianity?
Okay, wow. Yeah, I didn't hear that one, obviously.
Okay.
But let's see. Okay, so if I read the Bible and if why I wouldn't think that Satan is pretending is because I look at the life of Jesus. What the Bible says, the claim of the Bible is that Jesus is God Himself in flesh that came to die for us, right? To die for our souls. That's basically it. So that wouldn't be Satan to me because Satan's not going to do that to himself, that extent of punishment and torture and die. I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's just a personal belief. So, as I said, for example, if I have a purpose and if it will benefit me more, I can sacrifice anything. I can lie. So maybe like Satan was lying at that time. Maybe he didn't come to save our souls, and he just said it. He declared and he showed some, thing to people to deceive them, and people believed in that. Oh yeah, this guy came us. But maybe that was not the case.
Then why would he die on the cross? That kind of cruel, unbelievable kind of death. Why did he torture himself like that?
To earn the trust of the people.
Okay, then why would he say to people to love one another? If Satan is one in my eye that hates good, he loves causing people to hate each other and do evil things.
I
Like
answered that
the
also.
examples that I just mentioned.
Yeah, I answered this one also. As I said, to
It
seem
defeats
like
the purpose of Satan.
it's the
Okay.
good one, to prevent the
Yeah.
real coming of the God. So if you think that this is already good, and if you trust other things in the book, well, which is after this religion, if someone claims that it's God or it's the word of God, no, it's not true. It's from demon. So you see, you can prevent. Oh, it's
Mhm.
find another table for yourself. Bye bye. Take care.
Oh dear.
MD
Was that Dini?
Danish.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's gone.
So
Ah.
yes, for the sake of preventing, God. That's why.
Okay, I think here again, I would look at okay, what is the objective of Satan himself, and what is the objective of God? For me, the objective of God, like His will, is to have a relationship with us, right? For us to know Him. And if I look at the objective of Satan, it's for us to not know who God is, to cause hatred amongst people, to cause evil things to occur, right? And by simply following the Bible, you're going to go against everything that Satan himself actually wants to accomplish. You're going to go against his plan, his number one goal. So he cannot go against himself. Doesn't make sense. Common sense to me.
Yeah, but as I said, if you have bigger plans, which is, or let's suppose I'm the demon, I hate God, and I want to prevent God's intervention. I want to put some suspicions in the hearts of humanity. I mean, maybe that's a big victory, even if I can put suspicion in the hearts of the people. So I will spread a religion, I will say good things, but meanwhile, I will add something to prevent people to follow the real God. And the purpose is accomplished. I sacrificed myself. And it was not even painful for me because I'm the demon. I deceive people. I have some powers too. And people had seen like I was suffering on the cross, but I wasn't. I was just laughing because I was looking at the people and thinking that, oh, you see, like they like some of them they believed in me, and this will make it, and then they will follow my word. When the real word will come, they will not accept it because in this book I said, don't trust the next religions.
We see that how Jesus suffered, expressed his grief and suffering. And he even said, take this away, take this away. He didn't want to do it. He sweated drops of blood. Uh, you know, it doesn't look to me like pretense, obviously. I think when you know what is genuine, you can sense genuineness and sincerity. And when you're looking to make something false, you can like think these things. I can understand everything you're thinking. What if it's made up? What if it's pretending? What if it's the devil trying to prevent us from knowing, like, for example,
Mrs. J,
let's say per se, real God.
even humans can pretend as someone else. For example, like you see the people on the street, they behave like they don't have a leg. They look like they're so poor and they want money and they influence you. They convince you that. But then you can learn that that was not the case. Even humans can deceive people, use your emotions. And if Satan is more powerful than us, he can do better. And like maybe there's no way for us to understand if it's real or if it's a scam.
There is a way to determine, like, for ourselves, like I'm talking with you very really, because this faith, it's real to me. It's not I'm here trying to convince you and win a debate kind of a thing. It's something that's real to me and I'm sharing with you. So there's many things, like why I believe it's like, okay, this is God. He wants a relationship with us. He wants to know us. He wants us to know him. And that's why he says, pray to me. Prayer is like us acknowledging God, coming to God. Sometimes it seems like we're talking to ourselves. Uh, but then when we start saying, for example, if we're in a difficult situation and we're praying about it, whatever that may be, whether somebody is sick, whether somebody, family member is sick, and we suddenly pray, okay, for healing, and then we see a drastic difference or something or the other. Whatever we're praying for and we actually see that, it's like, for me, right, that is like, okay, the evidence that makes me sort of like, oh my gosh, yeah, God has just answered what I was praying for.
Oh, that was the previous
So
topic. You were not even here, so we were talking about healing also with Blackstone. We were just repeating the same topics, and I got tired.
Well, I guess then it's a point, you know what I'm saying? You can get tired of it, but that's reality. When we pray for people and we start, oh my gosh, they come back to you, you know what, you prayed for my dad and he was so much better. That convinces me like I should continue praying, right? It's not something we can sort of neglect. That encourages me to keep praying to a God that I believe in. I'm not going to say, oh, shucks, it's just healing or what the heck. I'm never going to pray again. It's encouraging me to continue.
I understand, sure, like if you see that something is working, it may encourage you, but I believe that you're doing it by ignoring a lot of things, which is, I don't believe that prayer works. And the reason is, there are many people that they pray, it doesn't work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So that's why you cannot trust that it works. Because
It definitely didn't work for me. Like, I can tell you it didn't work for me. We prayed for 10 years for my mom.
you
She
see,
still died, and she didn't just die.
you
She
see,
suffered and died.
then why we should believe that the prayer works?
I mean, because God, for me, God says, if somebody is sick, you pray for that person. So I still do that. I didn't be like
Okay.
typical, oh my gosh, God didn't answer my prayer. I'm going to turn my back on this thing, because it was stronger. My faith was stronger than what just happened. Like, I know for a fact that when my mother died, she has gone to paradise. Like, I believe that when Jesus said to the criminal on the right side who was crucified alongside with him, when he said to him, today you're going to be with me in paradise, I believe that. So that's why when my mother died, I knew where she went to. It was a hope for me. I didn't give up for that reason.
I hope that's the case, by the way. But just because we believe in something, that doesn't mean that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's called belief, right? Because if there
Yeah.
was a proof, it would be a fact.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think, like, at least like for me, I don't like talking about my beliefs, because in the end of the day, yeah, those are just beliefs, and all of them can be false, or maybe some of them are false, some of them are true, and there's no way to verify which one is true and false.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back, Blackstone. My battery is dying.
Yeah, I'll just end with this quickly. Like, I was speaking with someone else yesterday, and they were also looking for this evidence of God. And I said, until we come to the end of our rope, that is the time we reach out to a God, even if we may not believe in a God. But as long as we have everything we need and we don't need God, there's no need to pray about anything or reach out to God. But when we've come to the end of the rope, that's the time. It's like, God, are you there? If you're there, if you're real, help me. That will be your evidence.
But that's not an evidence too. Just because you pray to a God, that doesn't mean God exists also.
Yeah, it can still be circumstantial to you, but it will be a personal thing, until it happens to you. That's what I'm saying. Until that point, it will
Yeah.
be circumstantial, and could be too. Even when something does happen, you could say, "Oh my gosh, was this God?"
Yeah, but this can be the case also. So you said end of the rope, you will start praying. Okay. And that's not the proof of existence of God. And when you die, there will be nothing. And this can be the case also, right?
Sorry, what was that? I just got a text message from the guy you kicked out. Please let me into your table. And I'm like, that is not
Really?
that is not my table.
Okay. Well, he didn't
Told him he
listen.
was in my class.
Tell him
Sweet. And he turned out to be such a monster.
to listen to warnings.
Okay.
Um
I'll tell him.
So what I was saying, the case can be different. Maybe there's a person who doesn't believe in a God, but when he was going to die, he starts praying. And as I said, even if someone prays to a God in that condition, that doesn't mean that a God exists, and maybe he will die and there will be nothing, no afterlife, no God. This can be the case also.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could not be healed right? And maybe he could be taken to paradise. That could also be the case.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, I barely can talk right now. My throat is killing me. Thanks for
Oh,
joining.
Shaman is lovely. It's nice to meet you.
Oh,
Really, it was pleasant.
okay. Okay, so I'm happy that you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Okay, see you guys
Thanks.
later.